Hello everyone, welcome to my new series on this channel called Tales from Tim's. This is going to be where I talk about weird slash funny moments from my days at Tim Hortons. And I am that kind of person that gets loads and loads of enjoyment from pissing people off slash watching people be pissed off. So that'll come in to play later in this first installment of Tales from Tim's. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more of these coming in the future. Alright, so our first installment of Tales from Tim's is going to be from today, as my memory is fresher. Even though it happened around 7 hours ago, I still remember some parts of it, and I'll try and describe it as best as I can in this video. So today I worked a schedule of 7 to 2. Usually I work a 7 to 3:30. But it was a Sunday, and Sundays are usually pretty dead, so I got to leave an hour and a half early. So as soon as I get there, I'm Bev, and Bev is my favorite station, as I love doing things. I can't just stand there and do nothing. I have to be doing something with my hands, and Bev is where you make all the hot drinks, and especially in the morning, a lot of people are ordering hot coffees, so you get a lot of orders, and I love just like making drinks fast and unconsciously impressing other people, and there's just so much to do, and it just gives me lots of enjoyment. But usually Sundays aren't really that busy, as I said, but today was a little busy, so I got to make a lot of drinks. So at this point in time, as of right now, a lot of people have quit, and there's a lot of trainees that are working today, so most of them don't know how to do most things. And since I've been there for a year, this other one of my friends, her name starts with a C, she and me are one of the best workers here, and later on in the shift, when we were about to leave, we were planning on like quitting at the exact same time and inconveniencing the manager. But I'm getting off track. Well, I come back from secondary, and I'm Bev, and this person was in my spot doing Bev, and they just claimed it. And the manager tells me, "Oh yeah, she's here. You can go outside and pick up all the fucking garbage." She didn't say fucking part. I added that mid-script. Why am I... What the fuck? What the fuck was that? I'm talking like you guys are here. What?
Make.
Well, she tells me to pick up all the garbage. I don't mind, you know, it's nice outside. I'm picking up the garbage. The wind is nice and everything. And I come back like 30 minutes to an hour later. She's still there. So I start running for a drive-thru. The runner position is basically getting all the donuts, cold drinks, basically everything that's not making the sandwich and making the hot drinks is my job. So before I get into this, keep in mind there is a trainee on front till, and usually when I'm runner, I said usually twice, I help out front when it's not busy, and usually front does need help, and he's a trainee, so he would need more help then. So this one time, Zach needs help. That's his name, Zach, by the way. He's up front, he's the trainee. I help him, and then I have like this one order, or like I come back from helping him, and there's like a bunch of these orders, I'm pretty sure, and she's like telling me to make these, and she's like, do your job and shit like that, and I'm like, bro, you just stand there, why can't you do it? Cause she was just standing there, she's one of those trainees, so she's standing there telling me to get shit, and she's like, bro, just stop complaining and do your job. And I'm like, well, you stand there, you can move and make some, I was helping front. And then the person on Bev is like, well, focus on drive-thru, that's your job, and just focus on it, you're not doing your job. And I'm like, yeah, you just stand there, you could also help out. And I start making the drinks as she goes, she's been working there for a while, so she has contacts with the manager. She's like, okay, I'll call the manager.
Oh, scary! Oh, shiver my timbers! Shut up, man!
or text the manager. And she didn't do that. She just tried to do that to intimidate me. Bro, I need some speech skills to fucking stutter. Uh,
What the fuck?
she just did that to intimidate me, but I didn't really fall for it. So I make the drinks, and as I'm like making one of these drinks that no one really knows how to make, the iced caramel macchiato. I'm like mid way of making it, and she comes over to do something, and I'm like, want me to teach you how to make it? And she just scoffs and walks away. And I felt pretty good after that, because I do get enjoyment from watching people get pissed off. And they both complain by like telling me to do my job. And I'm like, you guys are both standing there, you can also help me out. Because usually when I do have more than one cold drink order, or when I need a cold drink and a donut, I usually get help from them, but they weren't helping me. So I had to say something about that to them, about that they can help me. And the trainee was like all the way across the store. He was pretty busy, and as I'm making a drink, she tries to like shove in my face that I'm not doing my job by standing at the window, and the car only needs like a muffin or something, and she literally yells across the store, "Hey, Zach, could you get me this kind of muffin?" It's probably like a chocolate chip or something. And then of course Zach gets it because he's new and everything, and he doesn't want to start off bad with anyone. And by the time she yelled at Zach, Zach understanded her. He grabbed the donut, walked over, gave it to her. She gave it out the window. She could have done that. She could have walked over there, grabbed the donut, and gave it to the window, which is what any normal person at a window does. But since she was a trainee, she was kind of acting like that people should do things for her and everything like that. You know, makes sense. But that kind of made me mad. And I later on, when she was talking to like this new kid, he's newer, he was talking about these people and what everyone's like, because he's new, he needs to get informed of all the coworkers and stuff. And he talked about me, something about how I don't know how to do my job, or I didn't do my job earlier. And I'm like, I don't know how to do my job. You don't know how to do your job. The only thing you know how to do is yell across the store for muffins, even though you have perfectly working legs. A big laugh. And yeah, that basically really pissed me off, because they tell me to do something, I do that thing, and then they tell me to do something else, I do that thing, and then they get mad at me for not doing my job, even though I'm listening to them and I'm trying to do my job and also help teach people at once. And I'm sure all of you are aware on what a write-up is. It's basically where one of the shift managers write you up for something, and then the manager has to what the fuck, handwrite it, or I don't know, handwrite it, whatever. Take what, just take whichever one you want. And if you get three, you get fired. And one of the shift managers wrote me up, and from what I have been told, I got written up for helping someone, or helping friend. So what I like to think of it is an oxymoron. Writing up is a consequence. It's not a good thing, but helping someone is a good thing. They literally don't go together. I got written up for helping someone. It literally says that on the piece of paper. Like, these people are brain dead, I swear. And then I got to do Bev for like the last hour and a half after she left, which, thank God, after she left, she wouldn't look at me at all. So, I think I got through to her that I'm not taking anyone's bullshit. But to leave it off on a good note, Jordan was coming over from front. He needed to steal some of my steep tea, or whatever. And um, it came about at the topic of I'm trying to buy a car, and he had a truck for sale. And I told him how much money I have, and he's like, "That's how much I get in a paycheck." And then everyone was like, "Ooh." And then I'm like, "Yeah, but you're also funny." And then everyone started to laugh. And as I mentioned, Cadence, she has like the most contagious laugh ever. So I start to laugh, and then everyone's just laughing. And I feel like a boss, because I was kind of funny in the moment, I guess. But now talking about it, it was pretty mid. Other than that, I think it was a pretty midday. Other than getting the enjoyment from watching fucking Beb Stealer and Window Stander, I got enjoyment from watching them get pissed off. Other than that, it was a pretty midday at work. So just, yeah. well, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll try to post more of these in the future. But other than that, have a good day. See you. So I get to my station and I hear that it's been pretty busy in the morning and that my mess, bro, what am I talking about? My station is a mess. There's spills of coffee, cream. They don't have much coffee. Everything's out. And I get there. I start cleaning. I start making drinks, whatever. I clean up my station, and yeah. And this is just the beginning of my shift. Not really too bad until later on, which is what I'm gonna get into next. So the main bulk of my video and the main reason why I wanted to install this episode of Tales from Tim's all comes from when I did my secondary, and a secondary is basically like this cleaning job that everyone has. Everyone has their work, and then they have a 30-minute break, and then usually everyone has a secondary, whether it's like stocking or in the bathrooms, sweep and mop front, sweep and mop back, or do all the garbages. Usually someone takes your spot while you do that, so then you can have time to do it, and it's not that busy. So the person on Bev was just standing there and she was acting like I was like her own personal slave. I was just finishing up like a whole couple of orders and she tells me to like get her sugar and like fill up her sugar machine because it was a bit low. Um, and she also told me to like fill her coffee and like put the packets in like the coffee cupboard. Why am I complicating this? Just fill up her coffee and because it was pretty low. And usually when I'm Bev or literally anyone on Bev wouldn't ask anyone to do that. They just do it themselves. And when they have a drink order, they would come and make it. And she just stood there, asked me, I got all of it, come back from the sugar, fill it up. She's still standing there. And then I have a couple of orders, and they get mad at me for when it's late, even though I was helping her. And she also pitches in by getting mad at me, even though she's been standing there for a minute watching me do her own station and her own job for her.